My reflections are about working for government, local government, and working alongside community and trying to support community-led, is that the community would often feed back to us that it was frustrating, that it was hard work to kind of be clear about what they were hearing their community wanted and what they felt they needed, and in lots of situations not be able to activate that. So range from different things like the CRC just needing some equipment, a laptop and a mobile phone, so that they could function and not be using their personal equipment, and that didn't fit the funding guidelines. So it did happen, it was provided to them eventually, but it's just, so from that smaller scale example through to the really bigger scale examples of, we know what we've consulted with our community and they want a new recreation reserve, and this is the example for Buchan. We're a very sporty community. It's part of our identity. We use that a lot. It's not fit for purpose anymore. We need a new recreation reserve building and an upgraded reserve, and just really struggling to find the funding, to adequate funding to realise that particular vision that the community identified. So I think frustration would be one of the things, and while information's going up and down from community up to government, and government is, trying to listen and trying to sort of do things differently, I think there's an opportunity to really learn from the experience following the Black Summer bushfires to have the approach be quite different. But some work and thought has to go into that, and trialling some things outside of disaster time would be one of the things that I really feel is so important, is to outside, when a community is not traumatised and trying to recover from an event, spend that time to build the capacity and build resilience and do community planning, so that outside of those really challenging times, the community is clear on what their aspirations are, on what's important to them, on what sorts of things help them be resilient and stay strong together, and have those things in place all the time. Have those things being built over time. Because we know it's not if, it's when the next challenge comes, whatever that looks like. So it's about building that resilience and that. And I really like the work of Daniel Aldrich that's come out, and I keep talking about it, where he's really sort of provided some evidence around the fact that social capital is one of the key foundations of resilience, and that just makes sense to me from my experience of what happened after the bushfires. But to me, social capital is the links and ties and connections that exist in a community. So the closest ties that you have just with your family and your close friends and perhaps some of those groups that you're really part of, and then the next ties, the ones across community, different groups, and then the really important linkages with the decision makers and with those sort of broader organisations outside of your community even, and how strong those different sort of layers of social linkages are has a real impact on how well you respond and recover, and how resilient you are to life's challenges as an individual and as a family and as a community.